There is something which I've consistently said on this platform, and I'm going to repeat it again. That for the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto to have a successful bid in 2022, presidential bid, he must have a political party which he has full control over. As things stand today, the Deputy President is also the Deputy Party leader of Jubilee Party, but he doesn't have full control over that party called Jubilee Party. The person controlling Jubilee Party is President Uhuru Kenyatta and his allies. And that's why I'm saying the DP needs a political party which he has control over. Because let's assume the next day the president will announce, the way he has done, that he doesn't have a preferred presidential candidate. Or he will say, now I'm going to support a different candidate. What will the deputy president do? He must have a political party which he controls. Take, for example, Kalonzo Musyoka. Kalonzo Musyoka has Wiper Democratic Party under lock. So today, Wiper can decide, Kalonzo can decide to support the deputy president, William Samoei Ruto, and nobody will complain because that's his political party. Talk of Kalonzo Musalia Mudavadi. Musalia Mudavadi has his political party called Amani ANC Party. Tomorrow, if Musalia Mudavadi decides to fold Amani, he can easily do that without questioning anybody. Talk of Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga has a political party called ODM. If he decides to fold ODM today, nothing will stop him. So the deputy president, William Samoei Ruto, must, as a matter of urgency, either decide to take control of Jubilee Party, which will mean fighting President Uhuru Kenyatta, or he must form another political party. I'm saying this because this week, something interesting happened. Yesterday, there was this gazette notice number 3084. It started circulating yesterday, and that gazette notice is dated 6th April, and the gazette notice is saying change of political party officials. So it's saying, in exercise of the powers conferred by section 21C of the Political Parties Act 2011, the registrar of political parties give notice that Jubilee Party intends to change its party officials as follows. So Jubilee Party intends to change its party officials. So the names are there. Any person with written submissions concerning the intended change by the political party shall, within 7 days from the date herein, deposit them with the registrar of political parties. Further inquiries can be made through registrar's office, blah, blah. This is why I'm saying the deputy president needs a political party which he has control over. Because from this move, and I'm going to explain basically the motive behind this gazette notice, what these guys wanted to achieve. But let us go to politics straight. Jubilee Party was supposed to conduct its election in March of this year. That's when they were supposed to conduct its elections. And I opined on this platform that Jubilee election was not going to happen. There was no way Jubilee was going to conduct its election in March. The deputy president by that time promised Jubilee Party supporters that they were going to have party elections. By that time, there was the Building Bridges initiative, which had already kicked off, launched by President Uhuru Kenyatta himself. And I remember opining on this platform that because the president is focused on that Building Bridges initiative campaigns, there was no way Jubilee Party was going to conduct its elections. And sadly, Raphael Tuju was involved in some accident. And when Raphael Tuju was involved in an accident, there were attempts by the allies of the deputy president to appoint or to replace Tuju with the Soy Member of Parliament, Honorable Caleb Kositany, as the acting Jubilee Party Secretary General. Because he's the Deputy Secretary General. And because Tuju was down, could not walk by that time, they felt that because Tuju was down then it was the time for the the deputy of Rafael Tuju, who was Caleb Kositan, to take over. And the idea was that to use that avenue to go ahead with the party elections. But that was thwarted immediately by a circular which was communicated to Jubilee members, restoring the functions which have been conducted by Tuju to the executive director of Jubilee Party. And from that moment, I knew William Ruto had a lot of problems. So when I saw this yesterday, and of course Rafael Tuju recovered and is now discharging his duties, but the fact of the matter is that the deputy president doesn't have full control of Jubilee Party. We are in 2020. Next year we'll be in 2021 and then 2022. How many years to elections? Less than 2.5 years. And because elections in this country are party-based, it will be a miracle for the deputy president to form a new political party towards the end of the term of Jubilee Party. Because from all indications, and I've seen the reaction of allies of the deputy president, especially on this particular Gazette notice, they feel that these guys are up to something, which is the truth. So I want to advise the deputy president, please, if you are serious about 2022, I know you have followers, you can form any party, but you must get a political party which you have control over. But let us go back into this particular Gazette notice. In this Gazette notice, it's also very interesting that the allies of the president who are now controlling Jubilee Party, Moses Kuria was saying, that's laughable. There is no truth. Moses Kuria said something. Let me just get what Moses Kuria was trying to say. Moses Kuria, being Moses Kuria, wrote something like, while others are taking advantage of the fact that High Court is not accessible with the COVID-19 to change party officials ahead of the merger with KANU and ODM, Rochaf. So Moses Kuria is alleging that this move is basically for ODM Party and Jubilee Party to merge, for KANU and ODM to merge with Jubilee Party, which in my view, just typical of Moses Kuria, is just trying to evoke the memory. I mean, it's just playing with the emotion of the supporters of Jubilee Party. There is no way KANU as a political party will merge with Jubilee Party. There is no way. The only thing which can happen is that Jubilee Party can fold and join KANU. But KANU cannot fold to join Jubilee Party. The same way to ODM. As things stand today, KANU is the only party with structures. ODM is the only KANU. So in this country, we can talk of only two political parties with grassroots support. The rest, Jubilee Party was just a vehicle. ODM has been in existence for how long? It has structures all over. So there's no way ODM Party can merge with Jubilee unless Jubilee is joining ODM Party. But what political message were the allies of the president or President Uhuru Kenyatta sending to William Samoei Ruto? In my view, just three messages. Number one, the first message, I think these guys learned something when Tuju was sick. And now they are trying to take control of that Jubilee Party. What do I mean? When Tuju was sick, there were attempts to take control of Jubilee Party. And remember, the person who announced that Tuju was coming back into the country was none other than David Murathe. And David Murathe made that announcement during the Meru rally. That's when he announced that Tuju was going to come back into the country and will take charge of Jubilee affairs. And he also announced and reminded everybody at that time that, as a matter of fact, even him as David Murathe, he didn't resign as Jubilee Party. He is still the Jubilee Party vice chairman. So I think these guys are not trying to consolidate. So they are removing people who are allied, who are viewed to be allies of the deputy president, or people who are siding with the deputy president. They're now removing them and replacing them. That's why if you look at this list, clearly, this list has 3 people who are now former officials. There was Fatuma Shukri, there was Pamela Mutua, and there was Veronica Maina. For those who follow politics or who understand the way political parties operate, these 3 people, because they are unknown, basically they were appointed by certain individuals to take care of their interest. For example, you might find that these guys were appointed by the DP to take care of his interest. But now these guys are now saying, these three can now go. We are going to have 5 people. And they are replacing them with Lucy Nyawira, Masharia, Marete Murago, Professor. Then there was Walter Nyabati from Kisii. Then there was Jane Namposho, I think from Rift Valley, and James Waweru. So basically you've populated this thing with 3 Kikuyus. Anyway, I don't want to go there. But the fact is, they want to take full control of Jubilee Party as things stands today. Number 2, what I think they are doing is to provoke the allies of the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto to leave Jubilee Party. That's what they are doing. Let's face it. Ruto had a political party called URP. Uhuru had a political party called TNA. Because Uhuru was keen on retaining his presidency, he easily folded his party called TNA. The deputy president, because he was keen on 2027, he wanted a bigger political party. He agreed to merge his political party called URP. But what the DP failed to understand then was the fact that he needed to take control of Jubilee Party at that particular moment. He didn't succeed in that, but at the end of the day, he succeeded in controlling Jubilee machinery, especially during the elections, by appointing his people here, his persons there, kicking out those he thought were threats. But the machinery for Jubilee Party was bestowed on the hands of one man called Raphael Tuju and the executive director of Jubilee Party. And these 2 people were basically appointees of President Uhuru Kenyatta. So what are these guys trying to do? They don't want to lose Jubilee Party. It will also be very difficult to revive another TNA and have Uhuru run it, have Uhuru as the head, have Raphael Tuju. It will also be a very difficult task for them. So what they want is they want to provoke the allies of the deputy president so that they can leave party. And I've looked at the reaction of some of them, the way they've been reacting to this particular move, to this particular gazette notice. And I think they're already provoked. If it were not for this idea of, for this coronavirus today, I'm sure over the weekend, today is Saturday, no, today is Friday, tomorrow, this particular issue would have dominated their political rallies. So these guys just want to provoke the allies of the deputy president so that they can leave the party for them. And lastly, I think this is one of the strategies used by the allies of President Uhuru Kenyatta to undermine the DP's presidential bid. If there's one thing which should not be worrying the deputy president today, is a political party he's going to run on. Because he built Jubilee Party from the scratch, from the time they merged up to now, and he's been the deputy party leader. So it was expected that the ride was going to be smooth. But now the same people within this political party are the same people who are undermining the DP. So the idea of kicking out these people, in my view, is meant to undermine that his presidential bid. For example, assuming Jubilee as a political party will agree to support the DP, and these guys will be the party officials, how do you think they'll relate? Okay, let me take, for example, Raphael Tuju. Assuming Raphael Tuju will still be the Secretary General of Jubilee Party, and Uhuru is still the party leader of Jubilee Party, and these guys have nominated the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. How do you think they'll operate? There will be mistrust. In the last election, these guys were comfortable with Raphael Tuju because Raphael Tuju was a known critic of Raila Amolo Odinga. So it was easy to believe him. In this case, Raphael Tuju will not be believed by people like Oscar Sudi, people who have been insulting him. Even Raphael Tuju will not feel comfortable operating with people like Sudi very closely. So basically, this is a way of undermining the DP and his 2022 presidential bid. So in my view, if the DP is serious about running for president in 2022, the first step he must do after this COVID-19 is to form a political party somewhere. Have his allies form political party somewhere, start funding that political party to be known, so that in case things won't change in Jubilee Party, And of course, in politics, a lot of things can easily change. You never know. Uhuru and Raila might disagree tomorrow. And if Uhuru and Raila will disagree, then it will easily mean these guys will go back to their original roots. So Uhuru going back to Ruto, Raila going back to mapambano huko kwa streets. But for now, he must form a political party, or he must figure out how he's going to wrestle Jubilee political party from the hands of allies of President Uhuru Kenyatta. But how will Uhuru Kenyatta again agree that his allies will be kicked out of Jubilee party? I don't know how that is going to do that, but he must maneuver away. I don't know what you think, but for me, I think a message has been sent to the deputy president. So it's up to him to decide how he's going to handle it moving forward. And if you're bumping on this video for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, hit the subscribe button, because I want us to reach 80,000. I want you guys to help me reach 80,000. So if you've always followed this channel, but not subscribed, just click subscribe button now, so that next time you produce a video like this, you get notified. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support. And by the way, my WhatsApp number is still on. So if you have time, you can always reach me out on my WhatsApp number, which is 0777-741323. So just reach me out on that WhatsApp number in case of anything, or if there's anything you want me to discuss. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day.